Today we have a 2020 Republican primary prediction between U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, and former South Carolina governor versus, of course, the incumbent president, Donald Trump. So Donald Trump will be represented by the Republican red and Nikki Haley by the Republican orange. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this map. Nikki Haley would do much better than other Republican contenders in the map, considering where she's from and also her appeal as someone who's like a Marco Rubio type candidate, endorsed him in 2016, then went on to Trump, then entered the Trump White House, would have very good inroads when it came to an election or a primary election against the incumbent president. But I'm not going to say that she's going to win outright, nor will I say Donald Trump will have an easy slide to re-election. But keep in mind, the power of the incumbency is pretty powerful. I mean, this is going to inspire your voters, but it's also going to make it seem like you're not going to lose a primary election. So when it comes down to some earlier races, it may get a little bit better for Nikki Haley, but when you get nearing the ending ones, Donald Trump should likely get his voting base out as well. So we'll start off in the state of Iowa, which I do see Nikki Haley narrowly winning. I do think she would have a pretty good Midwestern appeal, as someone like Ted Cruz would, being a little bit more of a conservative type Republican, the John McCain type, Mitt Romney type, Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz type that Iowa knows and loves. And keep in mind, Iowa hasn't chosen a GOP nominee correctly, I believe, in decades. So that's pretty interesting. Going over to New Hampshire, though, Donald Trump would easily win New Hampshire. He would also carry Vermont, but I see a Nikki Haley victory in Maine. Going down to Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut, Donald Trump would easily sweep those, along with his home state of New York. New Jersey would go for him, Delaware, and my home state of Maryland, but the district goes to Nikki Haley. Pennsylvania, Donald Trump would easily carry Pennsylvania, mainly because he's able to better appeal to these type of Republican voters. And looking at his 2016 numbers, it doesn't seem like he would have that much of firm opposition from these states. But going down in the South, I do see a Nikki Haley victory in Virginia. Corey Stewart narrowly won here. It just shows that Trump candidates can do well here. But Nikki Haley would also be able to appeal to these southern type of Republicans and bring them back into her column. Same thing could be said for the state of North Carolina right now. It's possible that Donald Trump could lose in North Carolina, considering it's a pretty close margin back in 2016. South Carolina, I do see Nikki Haley carrying it, mainly because it is her home state. And Georgia, I see going for Nikki Haley. After showing pretty firm opposition to the president back in 2016, the presidential election, we're probably not going to see him easily win against someone from the South and someone who works with Georgia voters pretty well and resonates with them. Very easily. Florida, I also see going to Nikki Haley by a narrow margin, but I do see that winner-take-all state going to Nikki Haley. When we go over to a state like Alabama, I think Trump will narrowly edge it out, but Mississippi goes to Nikki Haley. So this is a very contested Republican primary. Right now, I do see Tennessee landing in the Trump column. Kentucky could get a little bit closer. Keep in mind that all the other candidates combined did better than Donald Trump in Kentucky, which is why I'm going to narrowly land it in the column for Donald Trump, but West Virginia still goes to the president. Right now in Ohio, it could be a Nikki Haley win, but again, when we're looking at this map, Ohio I can narrowly put in the Nikki Haley column, but I'm not going to say it's going to be an outright win like someone John Kasich would be able to do. But Michigan goes to Trump. Wisconsin goes to Haley. Down in Indiana, this one was a state that people thought Ted Cruz had a shot at. Not really. Donald Trump's going to do well here, mainly because of Mike Pence as well. Illinois would also go to the Trump campaign, putting him narrowly above Nikki Haley. So we go over to a state like Missouri. That one still goes to Donald Trump, but Minnesota lands in the Haley column. Being a Marco Rubio state from 2016, seems likely that she would be able to do pretty well there. Arkansas goes narrowly to Trump, along with Louisiana, both narrowly landing in the Trump column. These are proportional states. We go over to Texas, though. Nikki Haley would win in Texas. I do see her carrying Texas in the Republican primary. When it came down to the first instance vote, Ted Cruz did win in Oklahoma. I do see Nikki Haley carrying Oklahoma and Kansas and Colorado and Wyoming, Idaho, Utah. These states I do see Nikki Haley winning, mainly because Ted Cruz was able to win there, and these states still show mild opposition to the president, especially in states like Colorado, Utah, and Kansas. Utah probably won't flip in a presidential election, but they did show swinging drastically to the favor of the Democrats in 2016, Colorado going to the Democrats in 2016, and Kansas overall having different type of Republican candidates than Donald Trump, but Donald Trump would likely hold on to the rest of the states across the red wall. So we go down to the state of New Mexico. That's a state that he carried with every county there. New Mexico goes to Trump. Arizona, I would also land in the Trump column. Nevada as well, Oregon and Washington, and then California, which just puts him way over the top. Alaska I see going to Nikki Haley, and Hawaii going to Donald Trump. So we finish off our electoral map, which doesn't really make an impact because we shouldn't be using the electoral map, but there's no other type of source we can use for a Republican primary at Trump at 315 and Nikki Haley at 223. Thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down suggestions below, and I will see you all later today.